Hey guys, Gus here, and today I'm going to be reviewing some miniatures from a company called Baccus 6mm. And as you guessed it, the miniatures are 6mm scale, so they're extremely small. Now, before I carry on with actually showing you the miniatures themselves, I just want to have a quick chat about some of the myths and misconceptions that surround 6mm and in general the smaller scales that I've come across over my years in wargaming and gaming in general. And the general misconceptions are things like, what's the point gaming in such a small scale? You can't even see them, they're difficult to paint, they're not detailed, they're just useless little blobs of metal, etc, etc. And I hate to break it to you, but all of those are wrong, because all scales have their inherent advantages and disadvantages, right up to the large scale such as 54mm or Inquisitor scale. And actually, one of the scales that I prefer gaming with in terms of doing large scale battles in wargaming is something like 6mm. And that is because you can have man for man, literally hundreds of men on the field. And when you see the tables filled with literally full-sized armies, it is awe-inspiring. It's absolutely amazing. And it gives you a real sense of having to command and control such a large body of troops. It's very unwieldy and very difficult. And it just adds that extra element to the games, which I love. Now, insofar as them being less detailed, of course they're going to be a bit less detailed. They're absolutely tiny, but this is one of the things that Baccus does a really good job of. And I've got a lot of 6mm miniatures from various ranges from various companies. And I have to say, the ones that I've bought from Baccus take the cake in terms of detail. I honestly don't know how they've managed to squeeze so much detail onto such small miniatures. It's mind-boggling. And in terms of them being difficult to paint, they're not. I mean, at the moment, I'm very casually getting about 100 men done, a full infantry company done, in about 2 days, and that's very casual. And that's how quickly you can paint them, and they look absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the miniatures. So as you can see in front of you, this is an entire Prussian infantry company consisting of just over 100 men. I mean, check that out, look how awesome that is. You've got the small command group in the center, the flag is not attached yet, and you've got the company divided down, drummers on either end to keep the company marching forward in line formation, close order drill. So let's take a look at one of these small divisions then. Check out the detail. I mean, these, like I said, these were painted in just over a day, day and a half. And look at the detail on those miniatures. I mean, you can see how small they are. Look at the size of my big fat sausage finger thumb. And they are absolutely freaking awesome. I cannot believe how detailed these guys are. I mean, they were just painted using sort of a, all the base colors and all that. And then a wash over the top of them, and they're absolutely awesome. Seriously, for 6mm miniatures, these are so detailed, and you can really go to town on them. I mean, these are just painted for gaming, and you can go absolutely nuts. The bases that they come in as well, those are supplied by Baccus as well, actually, and the infantry come on 4-men strips, and they come looking something like this. Now, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but the level of flash is absolutely minimal. I don't trim any of the flash off. It was only the skirmishes that had a bit. And mold lines they don't even matter. It doesn't really matter. You've got a small bit of flash on the bottom of the base there that you just got to cut off from the molding process. And this is the little command base that you get with the drummer on the end, the standard bearer, an NCO, and another trooper on the end. And then once they're base coated, the way I like to paint them is just something like that. So glue them to an old sprue, base coat them, line them up, paint them, and then stick them to the bases and flock the bases, and they're all good to go. Now, in terms of price for quality, I mean, for an entire company like this in front of you, you actually get a bit more than this. You get like a couple more command bases, command sprues. You're looking at like £6 for like 100 men. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Absolutely awesome. And like I said, you can have true scale battles. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to be gaming this in like battalion scale. So 5 or 6 companies with cavalry, with artillery, with skirmishers, all attached to that. It's going to be absolutely epic. And yeah, so like £6 for an entire company, it's nothing. Armies are cheap. And the level of detail for the price is fantastic. Now, disadvantages. Yes, there are some disadvantages, but they are very, very minor. But I'll still mention them anyway. So if you look at the actual base on the with the command sprue, it's entirely flat. So there's no dramas with the base whatsoever. But if you look at the base on the 4-man infantry sort of stands, you'll see that the base is slightly warped. Now that just takes a little bit of twisting with the pliers and it's easily corrected. So that's easy enough to fix. Other than that, really, there are no disadvantages. So in terms of, like, if I was going to give it a score, it would be a 9 out of 10, and I would highly recommend these. They are fantastic. And look, what have you got to lose? £6 for 100 men. If you don't like it, who cares? If you do like it, you just find a new scale to game in, and trust me, you will enjoy it. So that has been my product review on the Baccus 6mm miniatures. They're Prussian range at least, and I'll certainly be buying more miniatures from this company. So that's been the review, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it and find it useful, and take care.